Welcome back. Now, the days may be getting longer and it can feel like we're finally leaving winter behind us, but believe it or not, we're still only halfway through the flu season. So if you're still thinking about getting your vaccination, there's plenty of time and the process is quick and painless, as I found out earlier this week. Eleanor, I suppose we should start by asking, who's most at risk from the flu each season?
Everybody is at risk from the flu, but we're particularly worried about people over 65, that's the elderly, people who have chronic medical conditions like asthma, any lung conditions, diabetes, neurological conditions like multiple sclerosis, people who are after cancer treatment, or people who are on immunosuppressive drugs. They're all people who are more at risk.
Let's get back to basics. What exactly is the flu? Because many of us will say, oh, I've had a touch of flu this week, but I think when you've had the flu, you really know about it.
Yeah, there's no such thing really as a touch of the flu. You come down very quickly with a very high temperature, pains and aches all over. You'll be coughing, spluttering, and you feel as if you couldn't get out of the bed.
So when did the flu vaccine become widely available in this country?
In October. Our flu season really runs October through April, so we're still not that far into our flu season. And flu season this year actually started a little later than normal, so it's only now we're really starting to see a lot of flu cases, so there's still time to get vaccinated.
It's quite surprising thinking about getting the flu in April, because you're thinking of summertime and the weather's getting warmer, but of course we had the snow last year in March.
Yes, we did, and we had the snow even on Patrick's Day last year, so we have quite a long road down the flu season yet, and I think it's important that anyone who, should be protected, no matter whether they're in a risk group or not, if they don't want to be laid out for a week or two.
So who is eligible to get the flu jab then?
Well, everybody can get the flu jab. If you have a medical card or you're in a high risk group, you will get the vaccine and its administration for free. Otherwise, you can get the flu vaccine at any pharmacy or any GP for not a huge amount of money.
We've been reading an awful lot in the papers about the strain, the fact that they got the strain right this year. What does that exactly mean?
Yeah, so this year it's the H1N1 is the flu that people are seeing inside in hospitals and that people are being hospitalised with. There was 151 people hospitalised the first week of January. So that's pretty high, and that's the H1N1. And this year, when everyone sat down last year and decided what flu virus would be around this year, they guessed right. So when you get the flu vaccine this year, it is the correct one.
Are there other strains of flu out there?
Oh, there's lots of strains of flu, and that's the thing about the flu, why we need to get vaccinated every year. The flu changes and mutates so that we don't just get a once-off vaccination and then we're covered. But this year, more than likely, you will be covered by the flu vaccine if you give it.
So your recommendation as GP, Eleanor, is absolutely don't delay and get it for your own peace of mind.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, there's no point in putting it off any longer, so I've arrived here at Milltown Total Health Pharmacy to get my flu jab. Once inside, pharmacist Sheena Mitchell briefly explained the process. Then there was a little paperwork to fill out before heading into the consultation room for my vaccination. Sheena, presumably I need to take off my jacket for this.
Absolutely, yeah. So the injection will just be in your upper arm. So it's just to wear a short sleeve is perfect. So yeah.
Have you been very busy at the pharmacy this time of year?
Yeah, it's been really busy. I suppose the time of year. Do you know, you can get vaccinated any time between September right up until the end of March. So yeah, we've had a really big uptake this year.
Okay, well I suppose I need to stop talking now and we'll get down to business.
Get it done.
Yeah,
It'll be absolutely fine.
Hopefully, I'm in your capable hands.
I promise it'll be nice and gentle. I have the vaccine ready here, so I'm just going to get you to raise up your sleeve just as high as you can there. So all that you'll feel is a tiny scratch. It's very minimal, you know?
Okay.
So I'll get you to relax your arm right down there. Promise you can take it nice and easy.
Okay.
Are you happy enough for me to go ahead?
I'm happy. Well, happy.
That's it?
That was quick and easy.
I'm telling you, yeah.
Genuinely hardly felt anything at all. Tell us about the side effects, Sheena.
Yeah, so I suppose in terms of side effects, really, they're quite minimal with the flu vaccine. It's a very long established safe vaccine. It would be kind of relatively common. I mean, about 1 in 10 to 1 in 100 people will get a little bit of kind of soreness and irritation around the injection site.
I felt my arm was a little bit numb a few years ago when I got it last.
Yeah, because it's an intramuscular injection, you can get a little bit of a kind of stiff arm as if you've been working out on that side. So, you know, that's why we'd always do it in your less dominant arm. So I suppose in in terms of side effects, really that's kind of it. Sometimes for a day or two afterwards, people might feel a little bit flu-like. Now, very mild symptoms, just a little bit kind of fatigued, and that's completely normal, so it's not to be alarmed about that. Obviously, as with any injection, there is, I suppose, a very minor risk. It's extremely rare of a severe anaphylactic reaction, which would be a type of an allergic reaction, but that's extremely rare, and in pharmacies we're completely equipped to deal with that. So,
who's eligible to get it done?
Yeah, so really in community pharmacies we're vaccinating everybody over the age of 18, and for anyone under the age of 18 we recommend going to the GP.
Sheena, thanks so much for looking after me so well today.
Yeah,
I genuinely hardly felt a thing.
Yeah, perfect. You can come back next year.
It's time to go to work now. Can you get a sick note?
No, afraid not. Yeah.
Thanks very much, Sheena.
No problem. Thanks, Laura.
Rick Painless.
There you go.
Delighted you got it done. You have it done as well.
I did get it done, yes, and we were just having that chat about, for anyone who is scared of needles, because I'm just such a wuss about needles.
Yeah, you're terrified of them, yeah.
Terrified of them. I did suck up the fear this time round because I was afraid of getting the flu. It's so fast, isn't it?
And really doesn't hurt. Emma is saying,
it's just...
I didn't mind getting the flu jab. I don't have an issue of needles. Emma does. And she's saying she's scared that she'll faint every time. And for people who do have a real fear of needles, it can be terrifying. Even the process of filling out the form and the lead up to it. But so quick. And 15 to 20 euro.
Sal says, fair play, Laura, for getting the flu jab like a champ.
Yeah, not a bother on you.
I know it's so important, but I'm the biggest baby when it comes to needles. I've always been like so since I was a kid. When we're getting vaccinations in school, I would do anything to get out of going to school that day.
I was the same.
I'd do everything from the hairdryer in the face to look clammy and draw spots in my face and try and trick me ma.
She really went for it.
Never worked, but I'm definitely a bit braver these days. And Jane says, great segment, guys, on the flu jab.
And we're only halfway through flu season, so...
Exactly, and there is an epidemic, so it's worth doing, isn't it?
I think so. And as you said, you just looked the other way and it was done in 2 seconds.
Look the other way, and also I think it's very much down to the person who's doing it, because when they know you're nervous, there's no build-up, there's no chat, it's just done in and out.
Calm.
Yeah,
exactly. Now, speaking of calm, still to come, a chocolate ganache tart over in the kitchen.
Lovely. Plus, with Hollywood superstar Chris Pratt announcing his engagement, we're discussing new relationships after divorce.
And over on the catwalk, we're previewing the spring looks, which are beginning to trickle onto the high street. See you soon.